I'm going to be showing you how to make a stamp out of a piece of styrofoam for your printmaking. The first step is to trace your styrofoam onto a piece of sketch paper or scratch paper, and then on that paper you're going to use a pencil to draw your design. Once you have your design figured out, you're going to get a piece of blue tape from me. Only get a little bit, you don't need that much. And then you want to line up your styrofoam with your rectangle. If you hold it up to the light, you'll be able to see the outline and match it up really easily. Then you're gonna put that piece of tape onto your styrofoam to hold the sketch and your styrofoam together. And the first step is to just trace onto the styrofoam with your pencil. Remember, once you get to this step, you cannot erase. So if you make a mistake while you're tracing it onto the styrofoam, you're gonna have to embrace that mistake and figure out a way to turn that into part of your design. Now that I have finished tracing my sketch onto my styrofoam, I can flip it up and I can see that that design went through, but it only went through a little bit. So the marks aren't that deep, which means it wouldn't work very well as a stamp yet. So what I'm gonna do to make it into a better stamp is I'm gonna trace over it one more time just on the styrofoam, and I'm gonna press down hard this time. Again, you want to make sure that you're taking your time, because if you make a mistake, you can't really erase it. You'll have to embrace that mistake and figure out how to turn that into part of your stamp. A good way to test and see if you're drawing those lines deep enough is to feel your stamp, and if you can feel the line, then that means that it's deep enough. Once you're done tracing all of those designs, you're going to use your scissors and you can cut out that shape into whatever shape you want to use. And if you have pieces left over that are kind of big, you could save those pieces and turn that into another stamp. Like I could make a little diamond out of this piece if I wanted to. Or if they're like little tiny pieces, you can just throw that in the trash. If you've got big pieces that you aren't gonna use and you don't need to save, put it in the donation bucket, and then that way another kid can use it for their artwork. If you would like to do a solid black stamp, you can use the printing ink at the inking station, and all you'll need to bring is your stamp and your artwork. Everything else will be at that station ready for you to use. You want to make sure that you've got a nice smooth layer of ink on your brayer, and then you're going to roll that ink on your stamp. Once you've got the stamp inked, then you will choose where you want that stamp to go. You can put it anywhere on your artwork. And same with the marker stamps. You could either just use your fingers to push it down really well if it's a smaller stamp, or if you can fit the brayer to roll it without moving the stamp around, you can use that to help smooth it flat. And then you can peel that stamp up. You can do this again without re-inking it, and you'll get sort of a faded ghost image. Or if you want it to be dark again, you just put a little bit more ink, and then you can stamp it again anywhere on your paper. You also have the option of using any of the papers from the paper station. You could stamp it onto colorful paper or white paper, and then cut that paper out and glue that on top if you would like for it to have a solid background.